All right, here we go. All right, yeah, I'm really excited about this because I really want to get to know you better. All right, boom. Here we go. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have an incredible guest with us, Brother Jermaine, who is going to give us some information as well as some inspiration. And we look forward to that. First of all, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, Brother Josh.
Yes, sir. Now, Brother Jermaine, we want, for those who don't know, I've been around you for quite some time. Man, it seemed like at least the last 15 years for sure. But this is my first time having a conversation with you about some heavy stuff. Most of the time we're working and, being serious and on post. But now we get to hear about, your journey with the minister, the teachings. So I'm learning right along with the viewing audience. So I'm looking forward to this. Okay, the first question that we want to know is, when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Well, first of all, in the name of Allah, came in the person of the Master Father Muhammad, the one God to whom all praises is due forever. In the name of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the exalted Christ, and the Honorable Ministers Farrakhan, the Messiah. Assalamu alaikum to you and your viewers.
Sir.
So the way I got introduced to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was, I lived in Florida, Plantation, Florida, when I was between the ages of 8 and 12. And I would go to school, and it's predominantly white in that area. And my brother and I would take the school bus to and from school. And one day we was getting off the bus, and the white boys were spitting on us and calling us niggers. And I was like 11, 12 years old at that time. And when I got home, I told my grandmother what happened. And she was, of course, she thought I was making stuff up. And I told my grandmother I wanted to be white. So when I said that, my uncle was standing nearby, and he was like, "What you say?" I said, "I want to be white." You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like they got privileges. You know what I'm saying? Man, my uncle picked me up literally by the neck, because I was small at that time, and threw me in front of a tape of the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, The Shock of the Hour, 1993. I thought that was the most boringest thing. I was like, yo, this is not good. Because at that time, VHS was popping. The only thing I would watch on the VHS was like videos and movies.
Okay.
So to listen to a man speak was like negative, you know what I'm saying? So that was my first introduction to the teachings, hearing the Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan. After a while, I don't know if my uncle made me do it every single day or how often he made me do it, but it clicked. One day it clicked, and I started watching the video. And as a child, I was very I loved God. I was raised in the church. So when the Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan said, "Let me introduce you to God," in the video, I literally thought that God was gonna walk off the stage like, "Hi, everyone." So I was like, "Oh, sweat! We're gonna meet him right now."
Yeah.
So it intrigued me because I was waiting for the whole video for God to walk out on the stage.
Yes, sir.
I literally thought that God was gonna walk out. So when that didn't happen, I started listen more, and of course, my uncle asked me if I wanted to go to the mosque. I'm 12 years old at the time. I said, sure. So I go to the mosque. Minister Lucius Biard is teaching. Not Lucius Biard, Minister Biard. Man, he taught on the word devil and Babylon. And he was the minister of Miami, Florida. He was a regional at that time in Florida. Mosque 29. And when he called everybody up who wanted to join, I was one of those that joined at that first meeting. And when he said, "Brother, how old are you?" I said, "I'm 12. He said, "Oh, you can't join the FOI, but you could join the junior FOI. I was like, "I don't want to join no damn junior FOI. Like, I'm a grown ass man, you know what I'm saying?" And that's pretty much how it started, man, the journey, listening to the teachings, a bunch of VHS tapes. I would go with my uncle to FOI class as a junior. So that's kind of where like the militancy a little bit came from. Plus my mother's in the military, my father's in the military. My mother is Jamaican, so You know what I'm saying? It's very strict in my house.
So beautiful. Praise be to Allah. I definitely didn't know that. I never knew that you was from Florida too. Brother Benny.
I'm from Brooklyn. Don't get it twisted. I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah, from Brooklyn. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
don't do that.
I'm just saying you was in Florida. Brother Benny Mockthee sends greetings. Thank you, Brother Benny, for watching. This is the first time I ever seen him watch it live. My sister Miriam, Brother Captain Duchesne, everybody sends greetings and we return it. And I can't wait to put this on YouTube. Okay. So how did speaking of your parents being in the military, how did your family and friends feel about you once you accepted the teachings?
When I accepted the teachings on my own at 16, I was back in Brooklyn. I moved from Florida. I was raised in Brooklyn from like 1 to like 8. Then I moved to Florida. Then I moved back to Brooklyn when I was 12. And I've been in Brooklyn since, right? So how did they feel about the teachings? I think they liked it because I was doing something. You know what I'm saying? I was positive. I wasn't in the street. I wasn't chasing girls. I wasn't gang banging, stuff like that. And they saw a bunch of men around me that was doing stuff with their lives, trying to be better, dressing in suits. So they thought that this was a more positive influence. And growing up in my life, other than my uncles, I didn't have a father figure in my life. I didn't meet my father until I was like 22. So there was no man. The men in the streets was my father, my bigger brothers, you know what I'm saying? So they were happy when I joined the mosque, particularly my closer family members, my mother, my grandmother, my grandfather, stuff like that. But when I got into it, they wasn't feeling it because I would come in crazy late hours from doing whatever, soldiering, details, whatever, going out of state without telling them. I'll be in Philadelphia, not telling them, it's crazy stuff. And I'm 16. And then, man, it's just so much. And then like, my family is Christian, hardcore Christian. So when I would tell them that Jesus of 2,000 years ago was dead, like they was like, yo, get out, get out. You know what I mean? Like I was just too raw with it. One time my brother and I, my physical blood brother was, we would argue and fight all the time. And then my mother said, you show your brothers in the mosque more love than your brothers here at the house. And I looked at my mom and said, my brother and sister are in the temple with me. Man, she lost it. But I didn't know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until Brother Paul, 5 from Brooklyn, he would come to the house. Brother Hafiz, may Allah be pleased with him. We should talk about him too. Brother Captain Richard, those brothers would come to my house. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I would act up in school, one time I acted up in school, Brother Josh, man, and Brother Hafiz, Minister Hafiz, and Brother Captain Richard was in my living room. I came home from school and they were just in my living room. I was like, oh shit, this is real. I don't know what's going on right now, but I think they enjoy me being in the nation today.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. That's great. Because I was going to ask, did they ever grow into an understanding? My sister Naima sends greetings. And thank everyone who continues to like, share, subscribe to the People's Podcast. My next question for you. Okay, so let's deal with, no, we'll wait for later. Okay, but what was it like for you meeting the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for the first time? Because when I saw you, it was like we was doing security. You was already on in New York. Everybody was on. So it seemed like I thought you was on the whole time. So you saying it didn't start off like that?
Oh, hell no. Hell no, it did not start on at all. I was very off. The first time I met the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, first of all, the first time I saw him, obviously, was on a videotape, right? Mm-hmm. This first time I saw him in person was in Miami Arena, Stop the Killing. And that was lit, right? And then the first time I actually saw him eye to eye and shook his hand was at Friendship Baptist Church on 92 Herkimer Street in Brooklyn, New York, when he taught. And I remember your father, for a long time, I didn't like your pops, bro. For a long time, I didn't like your pops. Gotta keep it real. Where I wasn't feeling them. I wasn't feeling them for a long time. So we were in Brooklyn, right? And he had just finished, the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan had just finished a speech. So, he's shaking people's hands and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm about to go shake the minister's hand. So, I saluted the minister. He was on stage. He saluted me back. We're like maybe 20 feet away. He saluted me back. I said, can I come shake your hand? Like, can I come shake your hand? And he was like, yeah, come on. Like, come on. So I'm like, oh, sweat, this is what's up. So I'm intimidated though, because you got the E-team, you got the brothers on front rostrum, you got brothers looking at me crazy and everybody's looking crazy, right? So I'm like, oh man, but the minister said come, so I'm going, right? So I get past all the security brothers. Then a brother on front rostrum stops me, right? So the minister's telling me, come on. I'm like, yes, sir, I'm coming. Don't worry about this. So I'm walking to the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, and the minister's attention got distracted by somebody shook his hand or something like that. And the brother on front rostrum stops me. He says, yo, wait. So I'm like, oh, sweat. So I point to your father. I go, he said to come. And the brother looked at your father. At this time, your father was the supreme captain. And your father said, bro, yo, I could have cried, man. But I don't know what happened. Somehow I got around and I was able to shake the minister's hand real quick and I was, pulled away. Yeah. But the first time I shook his hand was really, really weird. Obviously, big venue, a lot of stuff going on, super intimidating. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. That was the first time I actually remember shaking the minister's hand.
Praise be to Allah. Did you ever get to reconcile with my father? Did you ever get to be nice?
Well, yeah, we spoke. I told him about it, and when I told him the story, he kind of was like, "Oh, okay, okay." I was like, "That's what you got from me?" Like, "Yep, that's all I got for you, bro." And I was like, "Yes, sir, thank you." And that was it.
Okay, yes, sir. So, how did you go from not being able to be on to getting on to traveling with the minister? How did that come about?
How did that start? So just obviously just working and being on post, and this is gonna be a long part of the session right here. So I hope you don't mind. But we were just being on lieutenant in New York. I was okay. I'll condense it a little bit like this. I was a lieutenant in New York, right? And when the Honorable Minister Farrakhan come to cities, certain cities, particularly New York, maybe New Jersey, Philly, something like that, certain brothers would be asked to do certain jobs, right? So I was in charge of the airport at one point. And I remember we all had this like round meeting. We heard the minister was coming like on a Wednesday or whatever. It was now we're Monday briefing, talking about what we're going to do, stuff like that. So it's lit at the table, energy is crazy high. Nobody could sleep. Because the minister's coming. It's like, oh my gosh, it's crazy, right? So the minister's coming. E-team is already in the city. It's nuts. It's like a whole production, right?
Yeah.
So he comes. So in the meeting, they're like, okay, brother Jermaine, you got the airport. I'm like, bet, I got you. Just locked down. I love the airport. Don't ask me to do a hotel. Don't ask me to do nothing else. But I got the airport. I love it, right? So I'm like, all right, bet, I got the airport. So the day the minister's coming into the city, I'm with Captain Richard. The minister's coming to New York City. I'm with Captain Richard. Now, Brother Rashad came in advance, right? And he's talking to Captain Richard about what he wants and things, whatever, right? Asking questions. I've seen Brother Rashad plenty of times, but I've never actually spoke to him. The most I probably ever said to Brother Rashad at this point was, wa alaikum salam, right? So myself, Brother Richard, and Brother Rashad is walking together. And Brother Rashad is telling Brother Richard that he wanted somebody that he can trust, that Brother Richard can trust, because I trust you, Brother Richard. So I need somebody that you trust to run the hotel. Now, mind you, 2-3 days before, he already told me I'm doing the airport. So I'm like, this ain't my assignment. I ain't even worried about this. So we're walking, and Brother Rashad said, well, who is it? And Brother Richard looked at me and hit me in my chest and said, Jermaine. Bro, everything stopped. I was like, what is happening right now? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, I got the airport. You told me I got the airport. Like, who's gonna do the airport now? This is crazy. So that's how I got introduced first to the detail, working through Brother Rashad, because he was very concerned about that particular assignment. And he took my number. He would ask me questions. He would call me, and I'm super nervous because this is team leader Rashad Muhammad. Like, and everybody know Rashad don't play. You know what I'm saying? This is the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan. This ain't no oops. You know, let's do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So he would just giving me advice and call me from time to time. I remember one time after the detail was over, he, like 2-3 weeks went by. I'm watching TV on my couch, and he calls me. I see Rashad Muhammad on my phone. I'm like, oh my gosh! I stand up. I'm like, Assalamu alaikum, Brother Rashad. He's like, alaikum salam, Brother Jermaine. I ain't want nothing. I just want to say Assalamu alaikum, give you the greetings. I was just thinking about you. I was like, oh, okay, wa alaikum salam. Yes, sir. Thank you. And that was it. And we kept a relationship from there on. And that was like in 04, 03, 04. So since then, he and I consider him a big brother. Every time I have a deep question or I'm going through something, Brother Rashad Muhammad is that guy for me, man. Real talk.
Praise be to Allah.
So he introduced me to like the workings of the detail a little bit. Well, not necessarily him, but he was helpful in giving me advice. The person who really introduced me to the detail was my captain, Captain Richard Muhammad.
Perfect. Praise be to Allah.
I hope that answers your question. I hope I'm not jumping all over the place.
No. That does answer the question. Because for a long time, when we would at the 5 o'clock in the morning training Brother Rashad and all this kind of stuff, I didn't know that you was cool with him before that. So when I'm like, who was Brother Jermaine from Brooklyn? Why is he coming, Brother Rashad? Like you was on. That's what I'm saying. Like I thought you was on for years. I was like, all right, yeah.
I was very off. Like I said earlier, like I was not on. And it feels good to say, or for people to say rather, that you are an E-team member. I am not an E-team member. I would like to say I am, but I'm not. I would love to say I'm part of E-team, but I'm not. Like, I'm not going to do that to myself. I help the E-team, just like we all do. Brother so-and-so, everybody helps the E-team in their function. Their function is to help the Honorable Minister Farrakhan smoothly go in and out of cities and wherever he's going. You know what I'm saying? They're escort team. That's what they do. We just help them.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. So what has been your favorite place to travel with the Most Honorable Mr. Farrakhan?
Man, I've been blessed to travel to a few places. I've been blessed to travel. I mean, I got a bunch of stories just ran through my head right now. My favorite place, two of my favorite places one was St. Croix and one was St. Kitts. St. Croix was fun because that was like my first time being like really close to the minister's detail, to being close to the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan security. That was an awesome trip. And that was actually my first trip outside the country ever in life. So that was really dope. I remember, give a little quick story about St. Croix, and then we're gonna talk about St. Kitts. But St. Croix was cool because Brother Kevin calls me one day, right? I'm home, I'm not doing nothing. Probably just got off for work or something. And Brother Kevin calls me and goes, Brother Jermaine, the minister, and he and I, at this point, Brother Kevin and I are traveling buddies. We go everywhere. The minister's going where? We're there. We're gonna find a way to get there. Fly, drive, walk, whatever. We're gonna get there.
Yes, sir.
Brother Kevin says, yo, Brother Jermaine, the minister's traveling out the country by himself. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? Yo, it's gonna be a light security, whatever, out the country by himself. Oh, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? So we do whatever we got to do to get to St. Croix. And I'm gonna say this, Brother Kevin and Brother Hassan gonna be mad at me. But my job was to get the flight, and one of their jobs was to either like get the car or something like that. And the other person was supposed to get the hotel. I did my part. We got there, right? We at the airport. So we ended up bunking with a brother, and then Brother Kevin ended up doing his thing. Brother Hassan did their thing, and we all moved around. And man, brother, somebody said that Brother Jermaine was gonna be again in charge of the hotel. I don't know how I got in charge of the hotel, right? But I'm in charge of this hotel, right? Assigning brothers. I'm not in charge of assigning the brothers the post, but I'm in charge of making sure the brothers get on post on time, which it was cool. It was a light job because nobody was not there, right? Bro, one time it was myself. This morning it was myself, Brother Isaiah from Houston, Texas, Mos 45, and Brother Kareem. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Kareem.
Yeah.
So we're on post. It's like 6 in the morning. We're tired because the night before the minister was out late, so we got in late. So we're there at 6 in the morning or 8 in the morning, whatever time it was. It was early in the morning. And we were on post for like maybe 15 minutes. And the Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan walked out the hotel room by himself. But when the Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan, bro, looked like he had been up for hours because he didn't have no sleep in his face, no wrinkle in his face, nothing, right? The outfit he had on was he had a walking suit on. He had a burgundy walking suit on. And his crease his pants had a crease in it that was like razor sharp, literally a razor sharp. So of course, when he walks out the room, we come to attention. And he says, "Assalamu alaikum, brothers." So we're like, "Wa alaikum salam, sir." And we're just looking at him like, "How your brothers doing?" "Fine, sir." And he smiled, and then he went back in the room. Now he's in a villa, right? So he's like kind of looking over the water and stuff like that. So he goes back in the room. So myself, Brother Isaiah, and Brother Hassan, myself, Brother Isaiah, and Brother Kareem, we're excited, right? Like, oh my gosh, the missions gave us greetings, we hype. A minute later, the Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan comes back out the room, and he has a blue towel over his left arm. And he's walking down the stairs. This is in the morning by himself. In my mind, Brother Joshua, I said, "Where are you going?" That's what I said to myself. But I was talking to him, but I said it in my mind. I said, "Where are you going?" The minister walks down the stairs. Of course, myself, Brother Isaiah, and Brother Kareem, we all come together and put like him in like a little diamond. But I told Brother Isaiah to stay by the door, and myself and Brother Kareem walked him to the beach. Brother Kareem is standing behind the minister. The minister looks me dead in my face after I just asked him, "Where are you going?" The minister looks me dead in my face and goes, "Don't worry about it, brother. The old man is going to get some sun." I was like, oh, sweat. Like he just read my mind. I'm tripping out, right? And Brother Kareem is standing behind the minister. He's like, call it in, mouthing in the words. I'm like, I'm not going to call it in, dummy. Like he's right in front of my face telling me don't call it in. Like, I'm not going to do that. He just told me don't do that, right? But my thing was, I cannot. Now, I didn't consider that it was 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Sun was out, it was broad daylight, right? I didn't consider it was like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and nobody was going to be on the beach. In my mind, The beach was packed. People skiing, skateboarding, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? None of us here are E-team members. We don't know what to do, right? Supreme is there. Joshua, brother Joshua Farrakhan is there. D9, D3, everybody's there, right? So when the minister turns around, I call everybody on the radio. Nobody's answering the radio, right? I'm like, is my radio working? Like, I don't know if my radio is working or dead. I don't know. So I called Brother Rashad, right? I called Brother Rashad. I called Brother Supreme on the radio. I called everybody on the radio. You don't understand. I'm panicking, right? Joshua, nobody's answering my radio call. I'm like, what's happening? So I called Brother Rashad on the phone. I said, Brother Rashad, the menace is on the beach. I'm shaking right now because I'm nervous thinking about the whole. I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking right now.
Yeah.
So I'm really shaking. So I'm calling Brother Rashad. I'm like, hey, Brother Rashad, the minister is going to the beach. He said, all right, brother, just walk with him and don't crowd him. I said, yes, sir. So I hung up the phone, and now it's just me, myself, and Kareem. Now, Mother Khadijah came out the room, and she get down up on Mrs. Farrakhan. She was like, drink your water, drink your water. And the minister was like, it was funny. I was like, what is happening right now? This is crazy. So she gives the minister, no, she gives the brother the water. I think she gave it to Brother Isaiah, and her brother Isaiah gave the water to the minister. And myself, Brother Isaiah, and Brother Kareem, Brother Kareem, and the minister walked to the beach. Brother Rashad said, don't crowd him. So this is exactly where we're not going to crowd him. So when we get to the beach, it was nobody on the beach. It was bare land, right? So the minister sits near the water on the beach chair, and I sit on his left side. Brother Kareem sits on his right side, but we're like back about maybe 20 feet away from him, giving him his space. We don't want to crowd them in, right? So out of nowhere, brother, this white guy comes and sits next to the minister. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to kill this dude, right? This is my thoughts. I don't know what's happening right now. They gave me the radio. I'm in charge. That's what I'm thinking, right? The Nation of Islam is gonna kill me, right? So I'm like, oh man. So then the minister starts humming loudly, like he's humming. Like, I'm like, yo, what if this dude turns to the minister and says, yo, be quiet? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, oh man. So all these things are going through my mind. I don't know how to react to this, right? So then the guy gets up and he leaves. It's mad random. He just gets up and leaves. He's there for like 5 minutes. He gets up and leaves. So now I see the minister. He gets up. Now he gets up and he's trying to fix this beach chair that he's sitting on. He was facing the water, but he wanted to turn the chair to face the sun, right? So I see him and he looks like he's struggling with this chair, right? Like he's struggling. So I get up and I run over to him. I beeline to the minister and I go, this is what I said to the minister, Josh. I said, what are you trying to do, sir? I don't know why I did that. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to let him know that I'm strong and I could move this ocean if you want me to. That's what I was thinking. I don't care what you want me to do, brother minister, it's going to get done, right? So I'm like, what do you want to do, sir? And the minister gave it right back to me. He said, I'm trying to face the sun. I was, oh shit. Like I felt so small. Like I felt like I could, I don't know, I felt so small. So I was able to fix his beach chair the way he wanted. I took his watch, put his watch there. He had his whatever slippers on or whatever. I fixed the slippers, I fixed the towel night. You know what I'm saying? I did everything how he wanted. I said, do you need anything else? Sir? He said, no, sir. Thank you, son. And I said, you walk, and I ran back to where I was. And I'm still nervous because nobody's there yet. Kareem is over there doing, you know, he's watching and stuff, but there's nobody to watch for. There's nobody. It's us three on the beach. Then slowly but surely, I start seeing Brother Rashad, Captain Aaron, Supreme Josh, you know what I'm saying? Like different brothers. And when I saw these brothers, man, I promise you, Brother Joshua, I felt like, like, So my thing is like, what am I going to tell the Nation of Islam if something were to happen? You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. Like, that's what I went there for. You know what I'm saying? To protect the man. And I gave my life. I'll give my word that I'll give my life for this man. You know what I'm saying? So St. Croix, I mean, there was other stuff that happened on the island. There's way too much to talk about, but that was one of my memorable because it was my first. And then St. Kitts was awesome as well because we went on a Caribbean tour. The Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan did a 5 Caribbean city tour. He did Barbados, Dominica, St. Croix, St. Thomas, and I think Jamaica or Haiti or something like that. He did like 5 cities, 5 countries. And I was blessed to I was going to make 4 of them, but then St. Thomas got canceled at the last minute. So we had to cancel our St. Thomas trip. So we're in the last city before St. Kitts. And then we get a call on the radio that everybody who has a ticket for St. Kitts, we're to cancel our tickets because it's a family vacation. So nobody's supposed to go, right? So I'm like heartbroken. Oh my Josh, you don't understand, bro. I could have cried, right? So myself and brother Ray from Houston, the medic, was standing next to each other when the call came over the radio. And we both looking at each other like, are you serious right now? Like, for real? I think Ray had his ticket already, and I was about to get my ticket. And brother Joshua, where's Bond? I'm like, yo, I don't know how, but I want to go. You know what I'm saying? I want to go. It's a vacation. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what vacation means on the detail, but the minute is going, I want to go, right? So Captain Richard, I was with Captain Richard because he's from Jamaica. We were in Jamaica. So we was in Jamaica, and we go into this hotel room, our room. And he saw my countenance had fallen a lot. I was like beat down. And he said, brother Jay, what's the matter? I said, we just got a call on the radio that, we can't go to St. Kitts. Why not? It's a vacation for the family. He said, ask the Supreme. I'm like, I'm not asking brother Supreme Captain Mustafa if I can go there with them on vacation. Crazy? Like, you know how crazy that sounds? So he said, ask Joshua. I'm like, I'm not asking brother Joshua. I'm not asking nobody. So I walk out the room. I promise you this is how it happened. I walk out my hotel room, and our hotel room was like right across from the Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan's suite. Like, not across, but like a little ways down the hall, right? So I walk out the hall, out the room. As I'm walking out the room, brother Joshua Farrakhan is coming off the elevator to go into the suite, right? Brother Joshua looks at me and brother Ray and goes, y'all having a good time? Yes, sir. Then he goes, are y'all coming with us to St. Kitts? And me and Ray looked at each other. And I go, we are now. And he's like, good. And he walked into the suite, and me and Ray was so happy, man. I went ahead and bought my ticket, and I can honestly say, man, St. Kitts was so, man, like we need a whole nother show for this detail alone, because it was so, I was there for 8 days. I saw the Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan every single day for 8 days. And I would like to say I developed a relationship with some of the brothers on the Minister's Detail closely, because I stayed with some of them in their rooms. And the Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan got my hotel suite. He paid for my room because honestly, I didn't have no money. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I was going to stay on the beach somewhere. But I told Brother Rashad, I said, Brother Rashad, Brother Rashad asked me something. And I think I told him I didn't have a place to stay or whatever. He said, all right, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. So yes, sir, right? So I get to the airport. Brother Terrell picks me up from the airport, drives me to the location where we stayed. to drop our bags so we can go back to where the suite was, the minister's suite. We get to the suite. I see Brother Rashad, he's on post. So I walk up to Brother Rashad to greet Brother Rashad because the way the information got back to me was that Brother Rashad paid for the suite. So I went to Brother Rashad like, yo, bro. And at the time, he and I don't have this crazy great relationship, right? I'm just knowing this guy. Like, so I'm like, this guy paid for my suite. Like, people from Brooklyn, we don't do stuff like that. You know, down south, y'all used to this hospitality, but Brooklyn, we don't do that. Yo, bro, he paid for my suite. I'm like, oh my God, thank you, Brother Rashad. And Brother Rashad was sitting in his chair and he was like, don't thank me, thank the minister. He paid for it. And when he said that, man, I just looked at him like, how do I thank? You know what I'm saying? Because he does so much. I've been blessed to see the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan do so much for so many. And then to have him do that for me, like little old me, like the minister don't know me, you know what I'm saying? Like, man. So that was a memorable tour because I was blessed to be there while the minister was kind of relaxing and you know, doing whatever he was doing out in the St. Kitts. But another person you should get on the show to talk about that is Brother Ray and Brother Sean Six from Atlanta now. He's in Atlanta now. He's from Brooklyn, but Atlanta.
No, he's from Atlanta, but
No. He's from Brooklyn. He's from Brooklyn. Don't get it twisted. But he lives in Atlanta because they were there with the Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan for like 3 weeks, I believe. So they should have a great story about that.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Well, great. And I want to thank everyone who's watching. Minister Aisha from Phoenix, Brother Benny. Thank everyone who continues to watch and show love to the People's Podcast. Brother Jermaine, I have a lot more questions, talking points for you because we got to get to a major point that you all want to stay tuned for because we have something major that Brother Jermaine is going to talk about. But I have a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast. Thank you all. If you all appreciate, we appreciate every sponsor, every donor, everyone who shows love to the People's Podcast so that we are able to keep putting out these amazing testimonies to bear witness to the teachings and to the course, of course, to the Most Honorable Mr. Farrakhan. If you all like to be a sponsor or a donor, please cash app the People's Podcast. Thank you all very much. 1 second. Boom. And thank you, Brother Jermaine, for these wonderful stories. I never heard these. Okay, here we go. My brother Rashad, Street Premiere Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. If you need any of that work, please reach out to my brother. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me children's book and coloring book, both of which are available on Amazon. Thank you all. Please go out and get those. My sister Naima, Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country and right here in the studio in Atlanta. We love our tiny dancers. Thank you very much. Our brothers out of the West Coast, MTS Car Bros, any make, any model, any year, 30 to 50% off. They'll ship vehicles to you all. Thank you very much. Our sister Rashida Rafat, Raw Communications. If you are working on a book, she does copy editing, project management, content development, media relations, and consulting. Thank you very much for Raw Communications. If you need some help with your book or some editing, please reach out to her. Brother Isaiah's wife, who you just speaking of, who's holding post with you, Sister Melvin Muhammad, Elevated Places right there in Houston, Texas, where I am what God says I am. They do a great job of creating great kings and queens from this school in Houston, Texas. Asiatic Minds with Sister Sherry Muhammad. It's an online school. If you want your children to go online virtually, reach out to asiaticminds.com. She does an amazing job. Thank you very much. Brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire. He'll ship both sides to you all across the country. He lives in Atlanta, but he used to live in New York. Thank you very much, Jermaine. WFM Law Firm, the law office of Warren Fitzgerald Muhammad, helping our clients get help due to injuries or neglect, intubation and anesthesia. Thank you very much to the law offices of Warren Fitzgerald Muhammad out of Houston, Texas. We're coming right back to Brother Jermaine, Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad, who Brother Jermaine and I were speaking of earlier, COVID-19 disinfecting cleaning services out of Chicago. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my 2 books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Thank you all very much for your continued sponsorships and donations, and thank you for the love if you're always showing love in the comments. Boom. Okay, Brother Jermaine. So we have
you said Brother Rashad, your brother got a drone?
Yeah, like the camera. You know how you do. Wow,
brother's doing big things.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Listen, so we have something that we want to get to Brother Jermaine, but we want to come back to we want to hold that because he got a great, amazing testimony to talk about. But Brother Jermaine, when you were traveling all of these places with the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and being from the People's Republican of Brooklyn, has there ever been a time where you faced fear? And if so, how did you overcome that fear?
I would say yes. Like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said in the lecture, Fear, Faith, and Truth, we're all going to be tried with something of fear, but we just have to face it. So yes, I have been tried with something of fear, but just keep working, you know. Keep working.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. The next question we have, what has been your greatest trial in your tenure in the nation, and how have you overcome that trial?
Wow. You know, I watch your show a lot, right? And I knew this question was coming. And I promise you, I said I'm going to have an answer. Damn, I don't know. My greatest trial? I don't know what my greatest trial was. I don't know what my greatest trial is. I don't.
Yes, sir. Well, what has been your greatest joy?
Just making the minister happy, or trying to make the minister happy. A great joy was getting married to my wife. A great joy is having my son.
Yes, sir.
A great joy is being a member of the nation. A great joy is knowing all the cool and awesome people that we have in the nation. You know, those are joys, you know, just to see certain people and you are a joy.
Thank you. Praise be
to Allah.
Allah.
Like just having relationships, developing relationships, knowing that I can call somebody on the phone, you know, give them the greetings and talk to them. Like having friendships, you know, I've messed up, like everybody's messed up, you know. But just keep moving.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. But Brother Jermaine, the reason I know most brothers from Brooklyn and from New York, of course, mainly Brother Kyrie, who I used to compete with the most ever since he was a little child, and I was junior 4, he was junior 4.
From Queens.
Huh?
He's from Queens.
He's from Queens. Oh, yes, okay, Queens. But through drill, I know people through drill. How come you never drilled, but you've been around all these years?
First of all, I love drill, right? I thought that, this is just my opinion, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm one of the top drillers in New York City.
Okay.
I feel like I'm like top 15. You know what I'm saying? Maybe top 14, you know what I'm saying?
14.
Brother Rudy from Phoenix, from New York, he's the best driller I've ever seen in the Nation of Islam. I've never seen him mess up, promise you. And I've seen many DIs try to make him mess up, but I've never seen him mess up, not one time, I promise you. But the reason why they want to drill in the drill team is because Savior's Day is supposed to be fun, right? For me. I didn't go to Savior's Day to drill all weekend. Like if I went there to drill and do what you all did, I would not have any fun in any Savior's Day. Because, you know, I'm from New York, and I see Brother Alton and the brothers drill, and I'll see them at random times trying to find rooms to practice in. Like, I'm not with that, bro. Nah, I'm good. I'm going to the room. I'm gonna get me something to eat. I'm going to sleep. I got to get up 5 o'clock in the morning for the next detail. No, I'm good. I'm not doing that. So I felt like those people who drill, their whole weekend is drill. And then when Sunday comes, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
You know what I'm saying? So now you're trying to catch up your whole Savior's Day, Sunday after the lecture in the lobby of the hotel. No, I'm chill. I saw everybody already. I'm good. I see y'all next year. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm not doing that.
Well, that's very wise of you, Brother Jermaine. I wish you would have told me that as well as others, because we definitely spent a decade from 2011 forward, not enjoying Savior's Day to our best of ability because we're drilling the holding post. So yes, sir.
Brother Joshua, ask me any question you want to ask God, bro.
I'm saying? So you ready for the questions? Well, let's come to the main point of this interview. You told me and shared with me that you had a vision-like experience, and what was that like?
So, again, I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible. I was in Brooklyn. I was going through a lot in Brooklyn at the time, right? not in the mosque, but just in life. I felt like I wasn't progressing in life. I wasn't married at the time, no children, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like, and everybody around me was getting married. Brother Alton's getting married, this brother getting married, that brother. I'm like, damn, these dudes is, you know, my age, a little younger, a little older, and they all getting married, having children. And I'm like, damn, what the hell's going on with me? So I'm getting frustrated, right? So I'm getting a little sad. I'm getting a little salty. And I said to myself, man, I'm gonna leave the nation. I really said that. I'm gonna leave the nation. So I don't know why that was a stupid thought, but I said I'm gonna leave the nation. So I remember going to sleep this night, and but I said I'm gonna pray for Fajr prayer at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I promise you this is how it went, Brother Joshua. I went to sleep that night. I got up at 2 a.m. I said, okay, I got 3 more hours, I'm gonna pray. I go back to sleep. I wake up at 3 a.m. Promise you this is how it went, Josh. 3 a.m., I'll go back to sleep. 4 a.m., I said, I got an hour. I'm going to pray at 5 in an hour. I'm going to go back to sleep. I woke up every hour on the hour. I wake up at 5. I said, and I ain't going to pray, man. And I went back to sleep. As soon as I went to sleep, now before this, I had been saying to myself that I wanted to see the wheel, right? Like, you know, over the couple of months, weeks, whatever, I've been saying that. I want to see the wheel. So I go to sleep, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, I close my eyes, Brother Joshua. I fall asleep in a certain position. All of a sudden, now this is when the dream starts, right? I wake up at I go to sleep. Now I feel like I'm in a car. Now this is the dream starts. I'm in a car. It's broad daylight. I'm on a highway. I'm being driven. I'm on the right side of the car, and I feel like I'm in Phoenix, Arizona on a highway. Clear skies. I never look over to my left to see who is driving the car. But I'm like, yo, I just want to see the wheel, man. I want to see the wheel. So I look at the right side of the window, the car. I'm looking at the window. Blue skies, nothing in the sky, no clouds or nothing. And then out of nowhere, the wheel shows up. So I'm like, oh, sweat. So the wheel is like slightly in front of me. Like if it's a clock, it's like a 1 o'clock, right? It's right there. But it's not moving. As we're driving, we pass the wheel. We pass it. The wheel then does a dip and it comes back around and it comes in front. Now, when the wheel, what can I use? Just say, for instance, this is bad. So this is the top of the wheel. It was like that. So I was looking inside the wheel. The wheel had like a windshield like glass on the top of it. I didn't see the side of it. I saw the top of it. When it came around and it was following the car as we were driving, we kept driving, but it was following us. And I'm looking at there was a man inside. He looked like he was a white man or a very light-skinned black man. And his hair was looking crazy, right? All not combed or brushed, right? Like he had just gotten out of bed. And I looked at the man. I said, Assalamu alaikum. And he never moved his mouth, but I heard a voice from the wheel says, wa alaikum salam. I said, can I come to the wheel? He'd never opened his mouth. He just said, like that. So I'm like, oh, sweat. So now I'm getting really super nervous. I'm already nervous because I'm seeing the wheel, right? So I get real super nervous. And I'm holding onto something in my seat. I don't know what I'm holding on to, but I'm holding onto something. And I close my eyes and I'm trying to relax. And then I feel myself going up very, very fast. I felt like I was in a very fast elevator going upwards, right? So I go up, and as I'm moving up, I'm opening my eyes, and I'm thinking, should I open my eyes? I never open my eyes. I'm thinking, should I open my eyes? But I'm like, I'm not gonna open my eyes because I don't want to see something that might scare the hell out of me, right? So when I did open my eyes, I was sitting in a chair across from a dark-skinned black man. His hair was wavy. He had 360 waves. He had a black t-shirt on, and he had some markings on his t-shirt. And he was sitting very, very casually, like we was like, I don't know if you could see me, but he was just sitting like that, like we was chopping it up, talking. And it felt like we were talking for a long time. The brother and I felt like we were talking for a long time. I don't remember all the questions that I've asked him, and I don't remember what the conversation was like that we had. But one of the questions I do remember asking him was, can I fly one of the planes? Because I wanted to drive one of the baby planes, right? I want to fly one of the bad boys. So he never really answered me. It was almost like he dismissed me, right? When he and I were talking, a sister came up to him and was like, she asked him something, and he was like, yo, get out of here. Like, he dismissed her. Now we're on the wheel, right? So he and I, the conversation was kind of like fading out, and I kind of felt like, okay, our conversation is done. I don't want to talk to you no more. I said, do you see Master Farad a lot? And he goes, you want me to go get him? Just like this, with his right hand and his thumb extended. He's like, you want me to go get him? And I'm thinking to myself, you want me to go get him? You want me to get the God? I can't get my captain right now. You know what I'm saying? You want to get the God? So he got up from where he was sitting, and he walked around his chair, walked around the table that we were sitting in, walked behind me, and walked to this door that was to my left. And he makes a right into the doorway. I don't know how, but all of a sudden I'm standing up, and I'm standing almost at attention at the door. And then Master Father Muhammad walks out. Master Father Muhammad walks out. Now, I'm like, oh, sweat. That's Master Farad. He did not have on a suit. He had on a brown walking suit on, like. He had a brown Kango, and it was kind of tilted to the side, like it was kind of tilted like that. Looked mad cool.
Okay.
Real cool. It looked mad cool.
Okay.
I knew it was Master Father Muhammad. He had his nose, you know what I'm saying? I noticed his nose, his lips was really thin. It's just Master Father Muhammad. Like, he looked like the picture. Skin perfect, man, right? But I noticed when he came out the room, he had a composition book and some papers in it in his left hand. And he had it down to the side. And he had some, it looked like he had sheetrock dust on his pants. I don't know why he had sheetrock dust on his pants. So when I see Master Father Muhammad, I walked over to him and I said, Assalamu alaikum, dear master. And he said, wa alaikum salam. Hold on for a second. Hold on for once, I'm sorry. So he says, no, he said Assalamu alaikum. He gave me the greetings. He said, Assalamu alaikum. I said, wa alaikum salam, dear master. And I remember, like, I had a little tear coming out my face, right? I think my left thing was dripping with blood, with tears. I was happy, right? So I hugged him and I greeted him on both sides. I kissed him on both sides of his face. And he says, we start talking, but I don't remember what we were talking about. And then he started talking to other people around him, because he had like about maybe 4 or 5 people around him, and he was giving everybody an assignment. He was giving instructions to everybody: do this, do that, do that. But I wasn't listening to what he was saying. I was listening to how he was speaking because I heard that he had an accent. I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I don't know what he's saying to these people, but I know he's giving them instructions, because as soon as he's telling them to do stuff, they just walk off. Like, just walk up and start doing stuff. So he asked me, he said, how's brother so-and-so doing? Right? He asked me about a particular brother. And I said, my crazy response, I said, I don't know why I said this. I said, you know I don't mess with him like that, Master Father Muhammad. That's why I said stupid, right? It's freaking retarded. Can't believe I said that on live TV right now. I said, you know I don't mess with him like that, Master Father Muhammad. And he looked at me and said, yeah, I know. And then he started talking a little more. And I said, is the messenger around? And then the brother that I was talking to that was sitting across from me earlier in that, the first part, he pointed to him and said, go get the messenger for brother. So the brother turned around and started beelining towards this direction, right? So when the brother went and was going for the messenger, Master Father Muhammad turned around and went like this to me. He said, all right, brother, like, we're done. Like, okay, bye. Right? Mm-hmm. So he turns around. Now, remember, I said I felt like I wasn't married and no children. I felt like my life was like kind of flatline. I said to Master Father Muhammad, I said, Master Father Muhammad, please help me. Please help me. And he stopped and he looked over his left shoulder and he said, I'll help you. Mm. And I said, thank you. And then he turned around and walked into this door. And I'm super hyped because I'm like, yo, the God just said he'll help me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what else. Like, I'm good. There's nobody can mess with me, right? So now I'm walking through this hallway. Now I got brothers around me. I'm like in a diamond. There's two brothers in front of me. There's two brothers one to my left, one to my right. And there's some brothers behind me. And we're walking through this long corridor, right? And it's a doorway, but we can see the doors are closed. I'm thinking to myself, yo, but we're walking fast. Like, we're walking with the minister. We're walking really fast. And we're walking towards this like wall. And I'm like, yo, we're gonna walk right into this wall. What's going on? Like, this is not smart. We got about, no exaggeration, we got about maybe 12 inches away from the door. And the doors flew open like that, like super fast. When the doors opened, we walked into another room. It was a humongous room. It was so bright in that room. It was so bright. It was so bright that I was squinting. I was like, damn, it's so bright in here. Like, the sun was crazy, or whatever it was in there. It was just so bright. The energy in there was so crazy. People was walking and they was walking super fast. I remember seeing a sister. She was short. She was about maybe 5'6", 5'7", light skin, long hair. She had like what appeared to be like a Vanguard uniform, but she didn't have the hat. She had like a red chiffon on. And I was like, wow, she's pretty. And she walked right by me. And I saw a person go into a baby plane. I saw a brother going into a baby plane. But I'm like, I don't care about that. I'm on a mother plane. So I don't really care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, right? Oh, that's cool, but whatever. Yes, so we walk a little ways, like maybe 10, 15 seconds over. And then we stopped and we're facing in this direction. I'm looking at everybody, moving around, walking. I'm like, this is fantastic. And then from my right side, I see three men walking to me. And one of them was Elijah Muhammad. Brother Joshua, when I say I cried like a baby when I saw Elijah Muhammad, you would have thought I lost my mom. I cried so strong because I was so happy. Like, I saw him, and when I saw him, Brother Joshua, he stopped about maybe 4 feet in front of me. And I approached him. He had his hands down to his side. He also had a book in his hand. And he had on, he didn't have a suit on. He had a black outfit on. It wasn't like how brother our Vince explained how the other brother had, markings on his neighbor, but he had like a walking suit on, and he had a short Nehru collar on, but it was all black. And he had a black hat, like something similar with no markings on it, like a black cap on, like how I'm having. Master Father Muhammad had a brown Kango, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had on a black hat like this. So I walked up to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and I said, Assalamu alaikum, dear Holy Messiah. And I kissed him on his right side, and I kissed him on his left side. And then as I'm kissing on his left side, I kissed him on his neck 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And every time I kissed him, I went lower and lower. And I was like, what am I doing? This is like mad gay. Why am I kissing him? Why am I kissing him on his neck? Right? So I backed up. And the messenger kind of went like, you being funny, brother? So everybody around us bust out laughing, right? And I was ashamed of myself because at the time I believed him to be the Christ, but I called him Messiah, right? So I was like, oh man, I called him the wrong title. But I hugged him and I kissed him. Like I said, I gave him the greetings. He returned the greetings, but he never hugged me back. His arms never went. Master Father Muhammad hugged me back, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad never hugged me back. His arms stayed to the side. I was like, oh, sweat. What does that mean? Like, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's good or bad, right? So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't say anything to me other than wa alaikum salam, because I knew or I felt that he was going into a meeting with the Savior, right? So he walked right through where I came through those doors. He walked right back through those doors. And when he walked through those doors, the doors closed, and then the brothers that I was with took me outside. So now we walk outside the wheel. We're on the wheel still, but it's like I don't even know what you call it. I don't know what you call it, but we walked outside the wheel and it was open. The temperature was perfect. The air was perfect. It was no breeze. It was just, everything felt like perfect. So there was an old car, like a 1979 Datsun. It was old, right? It was sitting on this it was just sitting there. And I knew I had to get in the car, right? I don't know why I had to get in this car, but I walked to the car. I opened the right side of the door. I opened that door. I see the driver of the car with the steering wheel sitting on that side. So I'm like, oh, sweat, my bad. And I closed the door. And I walked around to the left side of the car. I opened the car door and I sat in the car. And the moment I sat in the car and closed the door, I woke up. I woke up in the same exact position that I was in. I'm a tossy, turny, sleepy. Like I'm not going to wake up in the same position I fell asleep. I'm not. It's just not happening. I don't care if I fell asleep for 3 minutes. I'm going to move, right? I woke up in the same position that I was in. I fell asleep at 5. Remember, I said I was going to make prayer. I said I'm not going to make prayer. I fell asleep. I woke up. It was about 7:12. So like 2 hours had passed. I get up. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I had my blinds closed in my apartment. My blinds was closed, and I see the sun, and I'm scared to look out the window because I don't know what I'm going to see, right? Because this felt super duper real. So I finally got the courage to open the door. Open the blinds, and when I look at the blinds, is my regular house, whatever. So I'm like, oh, sweat. So of course now immediately I start sciencing stuff up. Like, what does that mean? What does this mean? All kinds of stuff, right? So I write all this stuff down. I put it in the email. I got a chance to talk to Brother Jabril about it, right? I tell Brother Jabril parts of the dream, because where we were, I couldn't really tell him all of the dream because where we were was a loud area. It was just too much going on. So I tell him the dream, right? And he goes, I kept saying dream, dream. He said, He hit in my chest. He said, no. He said, it was real. He said, anything, what did he say? He said it was real. He said, Master Father Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad do not participate in lies. And I was like, wow, okay. And then I told brother Minister Rasul the same thing. And I told brother Minister Ishmael the same thing. Brother Minister Ishmael said that my father said that if you dream him, that is real. And brother Rasul wrote me a beautiful email. And every time I want to kind of silence up what that means or whatever, I go back to that email. Brother Rasul, his explanation was dope. So now going back to my St. Kitts trip, right? The vacation trip for the minister, right, and the family. So as I'm leaving the island, right? Well, a couple of days before we leave the island, Brother Joshua comes out the suite and he's talking to myself and Brother Ray and asking us, where you from, blah, blah, blah. And I mentioned to Brother Joshua that I had this dream and I want to ask the minister, what does it mean, right? So he was like, yeah. And he dismissed me. He's like, yeah, whatever, okay. Joshua. Yeah, all right. So I said, have you ever dreamt about Master Father Muhammad? He said, no, I never dreamt about the Savior, but I feel like he's with me all the time. And I said, wow, that's a dope answer, right? So that was it. I just mentioned that and that was it, right? 2-3 years later, I'm leaving, right? Brother takes me to this house. The minister had got somewhere, he got in the car and went somewhere, and I didn't know where they went. So the brother says, all right, Brother Jermaine, I'm taking you to the airport. All right, bet. So I get my stuff, go in the car, we driving to the airport. He makes a stop, right? I see the minister's detail. I'm like, oh, the minister must be over here. So I get out the car, Brother Rashad or Brother Terrell, somebody, whoever drove me to the airport that day, they get out the car and they go inside the house where the minister was with his family and friends or whoever else is inside. Brother Aaron was standing outside by the car. He was on his phone. And he goes, somebody come, Big J. I go, well, look, it's line, Brother Aaron. I'm hype. I'm at St. St. Kitts. It's 80 degrees, December. You know what I'm saying? I'm hype. I'm with the minister. I'm like, this is dope, right?
Yes, sir.
This is freaking fantastic. He goes, the chief wants to see you. I'm looking around. I know it's just me and him outside. I'm looking around like, who is he talking to? Because the chief is the Honorable Minister Min Farrakhan. He said, you heard me? I said, yes, sir. I said, what you said? I said, yes, sir. What did you say? He said, the chief wants to see you. Go knock on the door and ask for Josh. So I'm like, yes, sir. So I go, I'm super, oh my gosh, Brother Joshua, I almost fell a couple of times walking to the door because I'm so weak-legged, right? I knock on the door. Brother Joshua opens the door, right? I think it was Brother Joshua opens the door. Open the door. He's like, come on in, brother. So I'm like, all right. So I go inside. Inside the house is Mother Farrakhan, the Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan, Sister Maria, Brother Mustafa, Brother Joshua, the E-team, some people that I don't know who's there. I think it's the minister's family on the island of St. Croix. We're there, or St. Kitts, we're there. And I don't know why I'm in this house, right? I'm like, yo, take me to the airport. It's weird because whenever I'm on security, I feel like I can be near the minister. But if I'm not on security, I don't want to be nowhere near him because I feel like he starts to read in my mind. I'm like, this is not good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, get me out of here. So I'm in his house and they're about to break bread. They're about to eat dinner. And somebody says, Brother Minister, will you bless the food? So we're all standing in a circle and I'm holding hands with Mother Farrakhan in my left hand. I got Sister Maria in my right hand. The Honorable Mrs. Farrakhan is one person over from Mother Farrakhan. I'm like, yo, the minister is praying. The whole time he's praying, I'm like, yo, this is not really happening. I'm not really here with the minister, right? So I'm standing there And then I don't know how, Brother Joshua, but somehow I walked over to the minister. I don't know how it happened, but I walked over to the minister and the minister's talking to me, right? And he's like asking me certain questions or whatever, like, and then he's thanking me for making a sacrifice to come to secure him. I'm thinking to myself, what? Like, what are you thanking me for? Like, I should be thanking you for allowing me to be here in your presence right now.
Yes, sir.
So for some reason, this brother named Brother Sean Seven from Brooklyn, he always asked me whenever, he said, Brother Jermaine, whenever you are near the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, please thank the minister for saving my life. For some reason, that popped into my head. The minister's thanking me, this is my opportunity to shine, right? I should be saying something, yo, brother, man, so what you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? Be the next Supreme Captain? I should be saying something crazy, right? But that popped into my head. So I said, Brother Minister, Brother Sean Seven from Brooklyn, New York, wanted me to thank you for saving his life. And he says, he paused for a second, his head tilted to the side. And he said, I thought he was going to say like, oh, thank you, brother, no problem. I got him, whatever, right? His head tilted to the side. He says, brother, it wasn't me who saved him. It was Allah who saved us all. And then he started teaching, right? I don't know what he said after that, because I was thinking, damn, he didn't even take the praise like a little bit. Like, he was so humble. Like, oh my gosh, like, how humble are you? Like, it was so fantastic. So we're shaking hands like this, right? And I'm just like looking at the minister, right? His eyes is super wide, right? You know what I'm saying? And when I saw, so the minister goes, so brother, they tell me you had a dream. So I'm looking at him like, what? And then Brother Joshua was standing behind him. He's on post because he don't know if I'm a nut, right? So he's standing behind him, the minister, and he's looking at me like and smiling. And when I looked at Brother Joshua, I remembered telling Brother Joshua about the dream. I was like, oh, Brother Joshua must have told the minister. Oh yeah, duh. So I tell the minister, but I tell the minister such a short version of the dream. And I didn't tell the dream for a reason, but this is what I told the minister, and this is what he said to me. So I told the minister, I said, yes, sir, Brother Minister. This is such a stupid thing. I said, yes, sir, Brother Minister. I had a dream that I saw Master Father Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad on the wheel. And when I saw Master Father Muhammad, he had sheetrock dust on his pants, and I think he was getting a room ready. And the minister paused, and then he bust out laughing. Like, I had never seen the minister laugh so hard in his life. He bust out laughing. He said, brother, I hope your assumption is correct. And then he patted me on my shoulder and he said, go get something to eat. And then I walked around and I started mingling with, and then I left the island of St. Croix or St. Kitts. But I never got a chance to tell the Honorable Minister Farrakhan the full dream and ask him what he thought it meant. But that was pretty much it. And I just want to thank Brother Arvents, because his last interview helped me do this interview. So if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be on this talking about this, even though I had this dream December 11th, 2010, I had this dream. And I never told it publicly like this. So
beautiful. Praise be to Allah. So as usual, the People's Podcast getting some exclusive interviews by the grace of Allah. Well, I want to ask you, inshallah, okay, so I have a few questions for you, but I want to thank everybody people were watching. If you have experiences, please let us know as well, so we can, connect all the pieces so people can know that, it's only 5% of us who believe like we believe, so stay connected.
Right.
The sister earlier in your vision, I wrote down that you said the sister came in as soon as you got there. But she have a Van uniform on, and did all the sisters dress like that?
No, the other sister, she had like a tan shirt on, like almost like a polo shirt. Mm-hmm. She had like a tan shirt on. I don't remember what kind of pants she had on, but she had jet black hair. She was dark skinned, pretty sister. And she said something to the brother, and the brother like, it was like, get out of here. Like, they was really like, yo, get out of here. Like, there was sisters and brothers and sisters, you know, man, cool. So they were like, yo, get out of here, bro. Like, you know, and she just walked off.
Beautiful.
So I don't, other than that, I don't know what she had on other than, she didn't have her hair covered.
Okay.
She did not have her hair cut. She just had long hair, long dark hair down to like right here. And then, like I said, a polo shirt on.
Yes, sir. Now, were you nervous about telling people about what you experienced?
Yeah. In fact, the same day, that morning when I got up, I waited about an hour before I started calling believers to tell them about my dream. Because one, I wanted to tell somebody, because I wanted it to be kind of recorded. It didn't come to my mind at the time to write it down. So I wanted to tell it. And when I told a brother, a brother said, I already told you who the brother was earlier, but the brother said, Brother Jermaine, you're always having fantastic dreams. Stop eating so many bean pies. And I was like, damn, really? That was your response, bro? I just told you I saw God. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of deterred me from telling the dream again, but I was determined to write down about Min Farrakhan, which I did, and to ask him about, you know, this experience and this dream I had. And that moment, that day, even though I believed it before, I know now that Master Father Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is alive on the wheel.
Oh,
Like I absolutely believe that. And what I want to say about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, so when I saw the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he didn't have his crown on. Like I said, he had a black hat on, and his skin was so lively. It was so shiny. And he didn't look like he was 75 when he, you know, how old was he when he left? 77, 78 when he left. He didn't look that old, and he didn't look 16. He looked about like 30 years old when I saw him. And he still had, you know, it was noticeably the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but his skin was so perfect. His eyes was really white, and his skin was so just moist, like so energy. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just amazing to see the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, man.
beautiful.
Stunning.
Well, and Minister Aisha said 77. Was
77. Thank you.
77.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. And thank you for your great story recalling, Brother Jermaine. You do a great job at putting us right where we need to be. Yes, sir. Okay, well, Minister Hafiz, you had a close relationship with him. What was it like to be around him?
It was fun, man. Brother Hafiz. So when I accepted the teachings in Miami, Florida, like I said, Mosque 29. Then we had a study group in Fort Lauderdale, which later on became Mosque 29B. And is 29B. When I came to New York, I had not registered yet. I was 15 when I moved back to New York. So I wasn't able to register, right? So I called the mosque. I remember picking up the yellow pages. First of all, every Sunday, my grandmother would go to the mosque. And after she would come back from the mosque, she would call me because she was living in Florida still, and she would call Brooklyn to speak to us. Every Sunday, Jermaine, did you go to the mosque? No, Grandma, I didn't go to the mosque. That was one Sunday. Jermaine, did you go to the mosque? 2 Sundays. I'm like, oh man, I told us I was gonna go. 3 Sundays, no, Grandma, I'm not gonna go. The 4th time, I said, I'm not gonna have her call again, and I'm not gonna tell her no again. So I made my point to go to the mosque that 4th Sunday to join. I found the yellow pages, I called the number, and the brother said, Muhammad's Mosque. I said, Assalamu alaikum. Is this the mosque? Yes, it's the mosque. Is this the Farrakhan Mosque? No, it's not the Farrakhan Mosque. I said, oh, okay, thank you very much. And I hung up the phone. I don't know what made me think to ask that question. I'm glad I did. I'm very happy I did. So I called the other number, and it was mosque number 7C in Brooklyn. And Brother Kevin, Minister Kevin, his name was, he was a minister in the mosque. So I go to the mosque, and that first Sunday, bro, he got in the rostrum. I promise you, I don't know one word he said other than Assalamu alaikum. I don't care what he said. I was just waiting for him to say, who want to join? So I could stand up and join. I don't know what the hell Brother Hafiz said.
Yeah.
But I just stood up, and I'm glad I did that. Brother Hafiz was very, very stern. He was very into the 5%. Well, he came from the 5% nation. His name was Great God, Infinite Tashim Allah, something like that.
Mm.
The brothers from Brooklyn is gonna crucify me for messing up his name. Facts. So I could hear Brother Henry now. Bro, you messed it up. So so Brother Hafiz was a minister. And obviously when you come into the mosque at that time, you wasn't really close to the laborers. You stayed where you were, your pockets or whatever. And I stayed in my pocket. And over time, I grew to become a team leader, then a squad leader, then a lieutenant. And then I became a member of his security team before I became a lieutenant. So I was on his security team for like about maybe 3 years before I became like a lieutenant over my own squad. And it was dope, man. Bro, Hafiz was very, very comical, very, very knowledgeable, of course, of the teachings. There was almost never a question that you could ask him that he didn't know. Really, like really. Man, he was just fun, man. I love Bro Hafiz, man. It almost still doesn't feel like real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's been over a year, and I don't want to be, weird, but it's just crazy. Hafiz is man, he raised all of us here in New York. Man, one thing I loved about Brother Hafiz is that he taught me how to love Farrakhan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He taught me how to love. He taught Farrakhan. If somebody said anything about Farrakhan, he's gonna get him. So yeah.
Okay, beautiful. And thank everybody who's continuing to watch People's Podcast. Okay, but Jermaine, speaking of being from the people Republican of Brooklyn, we got to deal with music. If you could choose one album to say is your favorite album of all time, what would it be?
Bro, gotta go with the Blueprint.
You want the Blueprint? Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Gotta do the Blueprint, bro. That album is to me, to Brother Jermaine, that's what made Jay. Well, no, that's not true, because he was the greatest before that, I thought. But that definitely put him, like, how people say, who's your top 5?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even say Jay-Z's in my top 5 anymore. He's like,
okay.
He's like, that's like asking me or asking a believer, who's your top 5 ministers? If anybody ever says Minister Farrakhan first, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, why are you saying that? Duh. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, Jay's amazing.
Okay, yes, sir. So the Blueprint, that's a good one.
And I want to say this too. So I was blessed to be with Jay. Let me take that back. I wasn't with Jay. When it's on YouTube, when they did the Brooklyn Festival with Jay Electronica and Jay-Z and the brothers was there, I was there. And it was during Ramadan. It was like I think a 3rd day of Ramadan. The sun was crazy hot. It was like 90 degrees. My breath was rocking. And and I didn't want to be in the sun because it was still pretty early in the day. We still had some hours to go. So I went in the trailer, and I stayed in the trailer. And I was in the trailer with Jay-Z for maybe about 10, 15 minutes. And I didn't speak to him because, he wasn't trying to talk to me anyway. But I have respect for him. I have more of a respect for him because I saw him with headphones in his ear going over his lines. And he kept rehearsing his lines. And I just see him doing this. I just kept seeing him do it. I'm like, what is he doing? I'm like, he don't gotta do his, you know what I'm saying? This is Jay-Z. Like, like gotta rap right now. So he was doing that. And then later on, somebody in the show, one of the rappers forgot their lines, and they was on stage mumbling. They didn't know their lines. So they were clowning them in the trailer. So all the rappers, Jay Electronica came on. I forgot all the rappers that was there. And they was telling Jay, like, yo, this dude forgot his lines. And he was like, yo, you see me in here, right? You see me practicing my lines. I didn't know what he was doing before until he said that. And I'm like, yo, wow, this is Jay-Z, top of his craft, and he's still practicing his craft. And that's what made me give him even more of a respect now, because I know this man he's not going to go to a show and just, let the crowd do his words. He's going to put on a show. He's going to do performance. So I got mad respect for Jay.
Yes, sir. I'm familiar how you feel about Brooklyn people, Jermaine. Yes, sir. Excellent. What do you do for fun?
Well, my family, I travel. I love traveling. I love being with my son and my wife. I love hanging out with certain believers, like Brother Jamil and Sister Leslie out of Newark. Some of my best friends, Brother Diamond, Sister Karima. You know what I'm saying? Brother Alton, whenever he has time for a little brother like me. You know what I'm saying? But I love being around the believers, man.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Okay, yes, sir. Okay, so since you already know the question is coming, if you could see God face to face and you could ask him one question, what would you ask him?
I never heard that question. Well, I heard the question. I heard what you asked me. You said you asked that question before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because earlier you said, I thought you made a reference to me, the fact that I've been asking people that question. So I was like, oh, he must know I'm going to ask him that question.
No, it was the legacy question. What you want your legacy to be?
Oh, yeah,
that question. Don't ask me that question. I don't know. But what would I ask God? Wow. Wow. One question?
Yeah, it's one question.
I'm probably asking, can I have 3 more questions? I think one of them, I think off the top of my head right now, I probably would ask him, will I be saved? Mm-hmm. Like, will I be able to see the hereafter? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I want to say this too, like, I don't know it to be fact. So I want to preface this, right? I don't know if this is true, believers and people listening. I don't know if this is true. But I was told that Minister Jabril was having a lecture one time and asked a person in the audience, what would you do if you saw Master Father Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in a diner and Master Father Muhammad waved you over, calling you over to the table? What would you do? And the person that responded said they would run away. And he said, you're dumb or stupid or something like that. Man, I would hug him. I would hold on to his ankle so tightly, brother. I would hold on to him so tight. I don't think he would get away from me, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I would ask him so many things. I would want to, because this is God. I would ask him so many questions. I'd be that guy. They'll be like, get him out of here. I'll be that guy. I'll be that guy.
Okay. If God could ask you one question, what do you think that he may ask you?
I don't want him asking me nothing. Oh, don't ask me nothing, God. I feel like, yo, don't ask me nothing, bro. I feel like the questions he would ask me would be too deep, and I wouldn't know what to say. I'd probably give it. I don't know. I don't know to that question. Okay,
well, the question is coming. You're already prepared. You said you've seen interviews before. We want to know, Brother Jermaine. We want to know. What do you want your legacy to be?
Man, I don't know. I just, I want to be remembered among the stars. I don't know what that means. I heard the minister say it one time. He said some of us want, I'm paraphrasing the minister, I'm not quoting him correctly, but he said some of us want to be known, and that's natural. But he said some of the stars that are out there have died a long time ago, but the light is still here. It's giving us light. So I just want to be one of those people that you could always reference back. Like for me, a star is like Brother Hafiz. Like that man was always going to be with me. He taught me how to love Farrakhan. There was a time when I didn't believe that the Almighty Muhammad was the Christ. He helped me with that through the Bible. Yes, sir.
What did he say to you to help you with that?
I don't remember what he said, bro. This is like back in like 1997. I don't remember.
Okay.
But whatever he said, he helped me,
Beautiful.
I honestly don't remember, people. I don't want to be, trying to sound funny, but I really don't remember what he said. But whatever he did helped me, that he would tell me to go listen to certain lectures. 91 Savior Day.
Yeah. Who was that?
Jesus Saves. True Christian Love.
Yeah, yes, sir.
There's another lecture I can't remember right now. I think Beating Prophecy was another one. There's a few lectures that he would push me to, and he said, anytime you have a question, call me. But he said, before you call me, listen to a lecture of Farrakhan, and more than likely, whatever question you have in that lecture is the answer. And I found that to be true. Or study the Quran. That's another thing he would say, study the Quran, study the Bible. He would always tell us, hug your Quran. Hug your Quran. So that's what I'll say to that.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Excellent. Well, I want to thank you very much, Brother Jermaine, for your sacrifice on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience, for your sacrifice and the sacrifice of your family, bro. You are truly a blessing in the nation, and you put in so much work behind the scenes. I don't think this is the most I've ever talked to you my whole life.
Facts. Facts, Josh. Like, it was always like, yo, Josh, you go do this. Yes, sir.
On the same details for years, man. This is most
right.
Praise be to Allah.
Right.
Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. Brother Jermaine has meant so much. I can't wait to put this on YouTube tonight. I know this will help some people with some information as well as inspiration, bro.
Inshallah. And tell Brother Vince, man. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. That's a done deal. This is Joshua Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Thank you all for watching, and thank you again, Brother Jermaine. Yes, sir. All right.